Hello, 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 everyone. What is going on? James here with the Azulator.
You're right, I haven't been on one for quite a while, actually, just thinking about it.
Yeah, you mostly been on the streams, but still a lot of cheeky content there with the streams.
Yeah.
But it is me. But usually with the streams, it's been more people. It hasn't been just me and Aaron for ages. So it's quite a special occasion. And for this special occasion, as you can tell by the title, it's under the history of. And the history of this time, as you can also tell by the title, is CopperCab. CopperCab, sorry. I'm getting shit wrong straight away.
Absolutely disgraceful.
I need to quit YouTube now. See you guys. Have a good one. No. But yeah, we're talking about CopperCab. So to start things off, just a all around like bit of info about him. He's a YouTuber who screams a shit ton. That's what the majority of his content is. But he does have some unique points, don't get me wrong. He is the Gingers Have Souls guy. So he made a video in 2010 saying, Gingers have souls, blah, 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 all that jazz. And it's been his biggest video, and it's the main reason he's famous. He is part of like the viral video group of people. But the unique thing about him is that he's actually continued with it. He probably had the same intention as them. Oh, I'm not bothered about getting famous, like the Maya, he and the bloody sitting on the toilet lady and the Charlie bit my finger. They had no intention of getting famous, and I don't think he did neither. But he's actually continued with it loads. He made loads of videos after that.
Yeah, I mean, some people from back in the day, as you said, James, they just sort of. I mean, back in the day of YouTube, you could literally get famous off of anything. I mean, I guess the modern day equivalent is on like Instagram, where a meme gets, like a meme template comes out. But obviously, back in the day on YouTube, it was quite a short video, just getting blown up. Because it's on like 48 million views now, isn't it? Or 46, 48? I can't remember.
I think so. Thing is, I don't really blame him for continuing YouTube and not just quitting straight away, because I'd imagine back then in 2010, you would have got paid mad money. There would have been none of this copper and, oh, it has to be 12 minutes longer, it has to be made for kids. You probably would have made bank back then, I reckon, for getting millions and millions of views.
Yeah, I mean, and back in the day as well, there wasn't, I know it's 2010 that video came out, there was some videos on the site, but nothing compared to like modern day stuff. I mean, the camera quality and everything, it's just him walking around. It's a driveway, isn't he? He's walking around, or like a house.
For quite a few videos at first, yeah, it's a driveway. Then he did one in like a forest. Then he did one in the snow. And then it just continued from there.
So, I mean, it's literally like very... I don't know, you've told me the term before. It's like the most basic form of making a video is literally pointing a camera at yourself and just talking.
Yeah, exactly. But from his era, it was more acceptable. Obviously, if you did that in 2020, people are just going to be like, well...
What? 2021.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I can't believe I'm getting the years wrong. Yeah. If you did it in 2021, people would be like, what the hell? Like, this isn't proper content. And obviously, there are some people out there who just stick a camera in their face and talk, but I can't really think of any people who have got big of just sticking a camera in their face and saying something. Apart in recent years, apart from like Callum's Corner, I really can't think of anyone, unless they're talking about a topic that people are interested in or reviewing a film or something. It's hard to get big just sitting there with no editing, just one long shot. And as I say, even these review videos, they still have editing to them. They still have cuts. But obviously, a lot of coppers didn't have cuts. There was no editing. Just pick up a camera, blah, 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 upload, bish, bosh, bang.
I mean, even like vlogs, they're not one continuous shot, are they? As you said, they're like ridiculously highly polished, some of them now, whereas back in the day it was literally just one very, very basic take, say what you have to say, that's it. It was just very down to the point, I think, back then.
Yeah, exactly. It is really good considering it was just one take, though.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the stuff they say, you're actually quite surprised they don't like crack up themselves, because although back in the day, I don't want to jump ahead too far, but you couldn't tell back in the day if they were a genuine troll or being like legit. But it's quite weird how some of them don't crack up like halfway through if it's just one take.
It is a really good poker face. Personally, I thought, like, there's other people like McJuggernuggets. I didn't think he was a troll at first. This dude called Guy on Xbox years ago showed me, and he's like, this dude's autistic. This dude, his dad's bullying him. And I was like, damn. But eventually I realised, oh, this is a troll. And obviously, Callum's Corner for years, I thought he was real. I thought it was like genuine everything for years and years. I thought this dude's just bonkers. But obviously, I did acknowledge that there's some little things where he backtracks on things that he said which don't make sense just for the sake of comedy. But CopperCab, I personally thought straight away that he was... It just didn't make sense, because the thing is, I'm not trying to have a go at Callum's Corner or McJuggernuggets, but I'm not trying... Okay, this is real. I've got to be careful how I word this, but you sort of thought, all right, these guys sort of have issues. I mean, obviously they don't, but when you first watch them, they act so well that you think they've got issues. But CopperCab, you can tell he's just a regular bloke acting stupid. Like, come on. But he does make it convincing, because he goes, you don't know me, you're not God. And you just think, see, I'm laughing doing that now. You think, how did he not like crack up doing any of this shit? And like he did one where he had where he dressed up as the Mad Hatter, and he had like paint on and anything. He's like, oh, so blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, how does he keep a straight face doing any of this stuff? It's just unreal.
I mean, it's like those videos that I think you showed me somewhere. He's in the car and they like stick dummies in his mouth and tie him up, and he's just like completely fine with it.
It's because because he's raging in the Uber. To be fair, the driver's obviously on it. The driver did okay at acting, but you could tell he wasn't actually angry, because the driver got angry at the right moment. He was like, shut the fuck up! He's like, this is the last time I pick people up like you! And then Copper's like, he's just so next level. He does crack a smile sometimes, though, because Cameron was like, Noodles, hold him, Noodles! And then Copper's going, ah! And then he's just smiling a bit, and then Noodles is going like this and trying to stick the dummy in his mouth. Oh! And when he's got the dummy in his mouth, he's going like that. It's just...
Well, the thing is as well, after they let go of him, he keeps it in. So he's just,
and he's sucking the dummy. Oh! Man, honestly, as much as a lot of the content that he does, I find a little bit... I don't know, man. Like, if you watch some of his comedy skits, I'm going to talk about some negative points now. Like, they're all right, but the one is pretty much just him getting approached by crazy fans. And he says, cause you all call me an actor, I'm acting in this video. And then there's another one. What's it called? There's another one where he gets a life coach. And it's just really weird. Like it's good, but like they're doing yoga on the beach and they're messing around. The one bit's quite funny though, because he says, so how are you feeling? What's the problem? He said, I got bullied in school. I did this with my eyebrows. He does it really like, and that was hilarious. But then the rest of it was a bit, it was all right, I suppose. You know what? Actually, for 2010, and I'm pretty sure the other one was in 11. Those skits were very good. I'm not going to lie. For the day, they were good. But looking back on them, they're a bit... He had some actors in which was good, but, it's like... I don't know. But it's better than him just screaming at the camera going... all the time. At least there's some creativity in these skits. At least he's trying.
Well, I mean, I know it sounds a bit weird as well, you mentioning like his skits and stuff, but is it another thing he's famous for? He's wiping spit off the camera.
I actually today I did watch a video where he was going on about the boxing fight with Gavin McKean's. What? How do you pronounce it?
I can't. Oh, I'm terrible.
Oh, Gavin. Just let's say Gavin, and then he just spit on the camera in the middle of it, and he spits water out. So I haven't seen him spit at the camera a lot. To be fair, I've seen him spit at the floor a lot, but not the camera. No.
I mean, there's just something about him like doing that. Well, I'm not having personal insults or anything. I think we're sort of having to go at his character rather than who he is as a genuine person. But he just seems to take everything to the max. Like when he rages to the max. Yeah.
Like at least with someone like Callum's Corner, it's varied, and same with McJuggernuggets. It's his dad's raging and his brother being a tit is varied. It's somewhat believable. Well, CopperCab just takes everything to the next level extreme, and it's just bizarre every time you know exactly how he's going to act.
I mean, I don't know if you wanted to bring this point up now, but I know something that me and you have pointed out is how, because he takes everything to the max, you already know what he's going to do,
Yeah, exactly.
which after 11 years you sort of get used to.
It gets very, very. It just gets a bit. I don't know. Some of them are quite funny, like when he just does things out of nowhere, like on the Dear Fat People one. He's like, "Nothing's wrong with this," and then he's shaking his belly fat. That's quite banterous. But then you've got, I don't know. It's just exactly. You made the point spot on there. You know exactly how he's going to react in every single scenario. So there isn't really much variety to his channel. Obviously, there are some videos where he acts somewhat normal, but for good reason, and I'll get onto them later. Do you want to talk about the thing that you know about and that I don't know about? With him coming out as a woman or a man or whatever.
Oh yeah. I just want to say, because me and James are probably going to make a mistake during this. We don't mean to offend anyone. Just blanket statement there. But basically, I've got some notes here because I haven't tried to make sure that I get stuff right. In 2016, he came out as a transgender person.
Yeah.
But I think he still used the word he, so whatever. But I think throughout the process of him trying to turn himself into a female, he reverted back to being a male because the estrogen or something was doing something to his body. I mean, at the end of the day, you can be whatever you want, I think, but it just seems to be something added on to his character. I'm not trying to insult him at all, but I'm just saying, like, everything about him seems to be like taken to the extreme. So what some people might think of, I feel this way, he's doing it like to the next level.
Yeah, definitely.
I was trying to be really careful around that subject then, but
yeah. I mean, it's just him, in my opinion, trying to get views. If there's stuff that he says is genuine and he genuinely feels this way, then fair play. But the way he does it and how over the top he acts, if he was serious about this, he should do this on a separate channel, in my opinion, if this was how he seriously felt. But because he's doing this on CopperCab, where there's a million other videos of him screaming, it's quite hard to take anything he says seriously.
I mean, I was going to say as well, what was it? I've just completely lost my train of thought, but there's a lot of instances where he says something, or I'm going to do this, and then never does it, or the opposite seems to happen. So it's almost like he's setting himself up for to get more videos out of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, he does do some really, like, I don't know if they're meant to be edgy videos or if it's just bizarre, but he did one where, like, just him twerking. He says, I'm going to try and twerk, and then he twerks really strangely, and then he says, I'm going to make a living out of this. And it's kind of funny, but it just seems like a bit of a waste of a video. It just seems like, oh, okay, mate, well, what? It just seems a bit, like, odd.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at YouTubers, like, obviously not every video they put out is the best thing ever. He's not going to get a Golden Globe or whatever, but his videos they seem to have held on to that style of just pointing a camera at his face, rambling on. I mean, I'm rambling on here, but he's done it for 11 years.
Yeah, exactly. Bang on the money there, bro. I mean, the thing is, he tries so hard. Like, to be fair to the guy, he's insanely dedicated to the act. Like he always gets annoyed at everything and goes over the top. And he's like, I'm not a troll, and gets really annoyed. So it is quite funny. And he does really long videos saying, I'm not a troll. I mean, he did one with Cameron, I think in like 2019 or early 2020, saying about how he's not a troll and how this has been hard for him acting like this has been difficult for him. But in reality, he's still acting like a troll in it still. So...
Yeah, I mean, something I was going to mention as well is how he's transitioned more into streams than the videos he used to do of just pointing a camera at his face. Like, because when I was trying to research like his stuff or watch videos, the first thing I realised was he streams so much. It's like, I don't know if it's daily, but it's at least a few a week, isn't it?
I think it's every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. I don't know. Or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. I don't know.
The thing is, as well, they're not particularly short streams. Like, some of them are like 2 hours, some of them are a lot longer than that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good way to get into talking about his streams now. So, with his streams, right, it mostly consists of him going on political rants or him screaming at the people donating him $10, and they type very offensive, horrible things, and he reacts and gets annoyed at every single one. But obviously, if everyone knows it's just an amazing act, well, it's just an act. In some aspect, his troll is sort of amazing, but at the same time, it's amazing how dedicated he is to the character now. He doesn't really break character, but at the same time, can you really count it as amazing because it's so obvious it's a troll? It's next level obvious it's a troll. So I'd say it's average then, actually, because there's a good point and a bad point to it. So I'd say his act is average. But all the time on his streams, if he wasn't a troll, he wouldn't keep letting the Ivonator donate bullshit to him and say horrible things. Because how aggressive he gets about his views, he wouldn't let the Ivonator say all this stuff. He'd block him. But obviously he knows it's easy money to get angry and just please these trolls. I mean, the Ivonator, I don't know how, he must just be some loaded bloke who just likes annoying this person because he keeps donating money every single stream, very often, $10 very often, just to type stupid stuff in. Or he could just be a dude or a woman who loves just wasting $10 all the time. I don't know. It's just really odd. And I'm sure a few other people do, but the Ivonator is the main one I remember, and he just screams at them all the time. His sister, Aubrey, I don't know if she's actually his sister. She might be. I don't know. Do you know if you've researched into it?
I haven't really looked into the family side of it. I've mostly just focused on
him himself,
his rages and key points, stuff like that.
Well, Aubrey, in his latest stream that I watched, or it might have been the one before, she was like throwing eggs at him and he was topless. It was so strange and weird, and he was just on the floor topless. And there's ones where he debates people. Remember that one I sent you when he was like, "I'm so excited," and then straight after he lifts his top up and starts shaking around, and I just think, how does this dude keep a straight face when he's doing all this mad stuff? It's just some next level stuff right there, honestly.
Well, I mean, I was just going to say, like, the first time I was sort of aware of CopperCab was that Callum's Corner raid. I don't know if you remember that.
No.
Basically, Callum's Corner raided CopperCab stream, and like Toss Spot and everyone was going over to CopperCab, just spamming the word like poo and donating him $10. And he was he was just getting mad at everyone. And then I think he like ate a candle or something.
Oh, what the hell?
Well, I don't condone going to his channel, but it was on the Sips channel. It was on one of his videos.
Okay.
But that's the first time I sort of found out about CopperCab. And I was just like, is this guy all right? Is he a bit mental? And then and then I've obviously learned about his stuff now, and it just seems to be like a ridiculously. It's not. Well, it is dedication because he's done it for so long, but it's not like the best troll ever, is it? Because
it's so blatantly obvious, and I'm not saying anyone can scream and lift their top up and shake their belly around and do all that stuff, but I don't know. There's no other person like him, and he's been around for ages, and I respect that because there's a lot of videos which haven't got many views, and he's still uploading. But then, I don't know. It's really conflicting because it takes balls to act like that, but at the same time, it's bare bones acting stupid. It's not like some amazing performance where they're acting daft or playing a character. It's just him screaming. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, as you said, it doesn't take a lot of effort to just pretend that you're a bit weird and take your top off and run around screaming everything. But yeah, it's just, I mean, he must get paid a decent amount to keep this going for that long because he doesn't have a job, does he?
Well, no. He just likes doing YouTube, I think. I think what has happened, he gets money off the streams now, obviously. But before, he just made loads of money off the viral video, and he probably got some sponsors for his viral video because everyone was talking about it, probably.
Oh, yeah, that is true, actually, because you know what you were saying before about he could just ban these people who get so annoyed at.
Well, they're his income now, aren't they?
Well, yeah, because if it's like if you're letting people into your shop and then you ban them as soon as they walk in, or like they go to buy something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
Because
I
he
mean,
just
like,
scream and say, "I want genuine people. I want normal people to just be sensible with what they say." But if that was real, then he'd get no money because no one's going to join in with his man with that. Like honestly, but sorry, I cut you off. What were you going to say?
I was just thinking, like, imagine if like tomorrow the trolling stopped. What would he do on stream? Like nothing, because I think he's just sort of waiting for the next one to come along. And I mean, I'm not saying he's after money all the time, but he knows if he gets mad, he gets money.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
if he just wipes out being mad, then he's got no money. So he might as well just keep up the character, I think.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad that he does this character, but I'm saying it's not. He'll probably have a legacy on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, especially for his viral video. But he's not going to be considered like the greatest person of all time on YouTube just for screaming and acting daft. I mean, he on his streaming videos, he talks in an accent throughout the whole thing, and that does show some dedication. But at the same time, that's actually really bad for your vocal cords to keep talking in a different voice. So, like it's all right to do impressions and talk a bit, but he does it for hours and hours on end. Imagine if I started talking like this throughout the podcast. Hello, everyone. How's it going? James here, and today we're going to be talking about. You can't pull it off. Or what are you doing? Why are you doing it? I can't believe. You can't pull off doing. I couldn't pull that off for 2 hours. I know that's obviously a lot more pressure on your throat than him going. So everyone, welcome to my class. And today we're going to be... Obviously, that's a lot easier to do, but it's probably still damage your vocal cords over time, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a sort of weird quirk, I guess he has to make himself a bit different over time. But because I mean, if you take his videos when I didn't stream back in the day, I was going to say, if you take just his YouTube stuff from back in the day and now, apart from the addition of a cameraman, there's not a lot of like difference really, is there? I know like he freaks out more now, but the content's still very, very basic.
I mean, the freakouts are a lot more edgy and of the times, but
yeah,
having Aubrey smash eggs on his upper body with the top off, that is a lot more like edgy and crazy.
But, I was going to say that some of his videos are ridiculously long when they don't need to be.
Yeah.
Like, there's that one in Venice, wasn't there?
No, Aaron. I was going to go on to that one in a sec. But go on. What's your opinion on it? Sorry, bro.
I was just going to say it's very, very long, and a lot of it really is just it could have been cut out because he makes the same joke for about 5 minutes just when they're just going around the rivers or the canals over.
Yeah.
It's just what was it? He asking for like McDonald's and Starbucks and all this stuff.
No, but the thing is, I actually love it when he's gone on holiday and gone over to places. And the Venice one is actually one of my favourite videos. Well, I think it's one of the best, actually, because it's just him and Michael talking for the whole thing and him acting daft in public. And that actually takes a lot of gall, like to act daft in public. It's all right, him in his own home going, yeah! But, him actually doing this in public is mad. And he does shout at Michael. I mean, not Michael, sorry. Michael's CopperCab. He does shout at Cameron quite a bit and have a go at him, and I think that's quite cool. But yeah, he's like, I want a McDonald's, blah, 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 blah. But then, like, in another one, he gets to McDonald's and he's like, oh, man, this is amazing. And it's just kind of funny. But the Venice one is hilarious because they're going about how shit the water is. And then Cameron's getting up on the stairs and he goes, wah, wah, wah! And then he goes, help me, help me, help me. And then he's like, thank you, thank you. And he's like... It's just absolutely mental. Then he's walking around angry, and then one of his mates meets up with him. He's like, I'm in the sun, I'm going to lie down. Then he just lies down on the floor, like in a weird position, like just on his back, but it looks really edgy and weird. And he's like, oh, for fuck's sake, blah, 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 blah. And then there's some interesting ones as well. There's ones when they visit a Cadbury, like a Cadbury store or like a chocolate store or whatever. There's one where they go in an old antique shop. There's the one where they talk about spicy stuff, where they go in a spicy shop. Like a full of spices. There's one where what else does he do? Oh yeah, there's a crazy video where he eats the hottest pepper in the world, and it's like 1.3 million on the meat scale, which is really dangerous. And he's raging, and the door's open, and he's like, Rah! And then Cameron's on Skype, and then him and his nan are just driving off. What else does he do? The stuff on the train was hilarious. The clothes shopping was hilarious when he was doing that thing from Elf where Will Ferrell grabs onto the. You've seen Elf, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Will Ferrell grabs onto the sides of the escalator and then he's holding on to the bottom and he's just really pistol mental and Cameron doesn't know. He's like, "What are you doing?" And then CopperCab runs down the stairs and then he runs up the escalator and he's like, "Get the fuck out my way!" And he's like, "Oh, this is the kids section. We've got to go back down this." He's like, "Oh, you fucking do this to me!" It's just so funny. And the one where he's in an apartment. Remember, I showed it on the stream. And he's like, Cameron's like, "Get up, Copper!" And he's like, "Ah!" He's like, "All these people have come to you." It's like, no, and then he just runs off.
I mean, the last video I watched of his was where what was it? He said someone hacked into his RuneScape account and they're going to give away his party hat. It was something really, really weird.
That's actually hilarious. That's actually really funny. Not gonna
and someone was telling him, what was it? Just calm down. It's just a game. Like, it's not just a game. It's RuneScape. It's my party hat.
That's amazing. That's actually quite witty and funny. Not gonna lie. What else? So the holiday stuff is just absolutely next level. I really love it because his inclusion of somebody. I mean, he has had his Mima in the his grandma in the videos before, and she's all right because actually she was on one of his recent streams. She was like, "You're a simp. Go to bed." Oh, it's just, she's absolutely hilarious. I don't know how she has a straighter face than Copper. I don't know how she doesn't burst into laughter. I do want to bring up a point quickly though about Copper. I did sort of want to say it at the start, but we might as well say it now because it's a bit of a more sad point. Well, this isn't the end of the review, the history delve yet, but do you know much about Copper's backstory or like what's happened in his life?
I know parts of it. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I know that he's had a lot of like hardships, really, like as a kid.
Yeah,
as a kid and stuff.
So, when he was 12, his mum was an alcoholic, and she sadly passed away. And his dad ran off, which I just think it's awful to, one of your parents passing away and then the other one just leaving you. It's just absolutely horrible and a shame. And the fact that he wants to bring laughter to people, as much as you can predict what he's going to say, he brings laughter to people. He gives people a good laugh. You've got to give him a bit of respect, to be honest, in my opinion. To go through all that hardship and still, come out on the other side somewhat is really commendable and respectable,
Yeah, I mean, it would just be very easy for someone in his sort of situation to just give up. I mean, I'm not saying, you do anything, but, a lot of people just don't see the point in a lot of stuff and they just sort of meander through life. But it is good that he's found an outlet, I guess, to sort of get his anger out because he does rage quite hard.
Yeah. Well, I think it's not all for the sake of his actual anger. I think it's just, well, as you know, it's just a troll and he's just doing it because he enjoys it,
Yeah.
And I suppose if he did try and make more deep or more enticing content, it would be very, very difficult for him to get far with it because he's got his audience now, even though it's not much of a big audience. He's got his audience. What's the point of trying to branch out now when you've done some... I mean, he can do whatever he wants, but what's the point of trying to branch out when you've been doing something for so many years? I think he'd have a really good chance on Twitch, though. Copper, if you're watching, go on Twitch because I think you'd make mad money. Mainly because look at Tyler One, look at all the crazy stuff Tyler One does, and he's the biggest bloke on the site. He's like mad famous. So if Copper starts acting crazy on video games, he might get far. But I don't know if he's that interested in video games. I know you said he played, what is it, RuneScape?
Oh yeah, he played RuneScape.
Yeah. So he plays a bit of that, but I'm guessing he's not a massive gamer or anything. So
yeah. This is a bit random to bring up, but did you hear anything about that reality TV show that you got?
No, I looked at the trailer of it, and it's just him talking about his family and how he gets along with his uncle and he lives with his grandma and all that jazz.
I mean, I haven't watched any episodes of it, but it was very much of its time from what I've seen and stuff. It was like very, very beginnings of let's look at someone's life in their entirety.
So just really generic and bare bones.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just like the stuff you expect from reality TV, I guess.
Never mind. Thing is, when you're a viral video YouTuber, you're not going to get people rolling up to you and being like, "Oh, I want to do this deep, intense, amazing documentary where we delve into your mind and what you do and all that jazz." There's no viral video person who's going to get that treatment, sadly.
Well, I mean, yeah, because at the end of the day, they got big off a video, and then, well, I mean, although he did stuff after, he was mostly known just for that video, and not everyone's like this amazing person that needs to be looked in depth at. Like, most people don't have anything going on in their lives, really.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there who literally, trust me, there's a lot of people who are like, "Oh, this person has so much going on in their life. Look at their social media." Everyone does the mundane, bare bones, boring stuff just because they don't talk about it. I mean, to be honest though, if you want to make your life look amazing on social media, who the hell is going to put up them making an egg sandwich? I mean, some people do, but they're going to show the most interesting, exciting things to get the likes or get people to, I don't know, be envious of them. I don't know. I mean, what? It's just like, I don't know. I don't mind people showing off some stuff, but like, I think it isn't the. I'm not too annoyed at the people who show off the stuff. It's people who get led into thinking this person's got the best life ever. They do the bare bones stuff like everyone else does, as I say. They're not this next level person. And if they are, then fair play to them. Fair play. Brilliant.
I mean, it's like I've always thought at the end of the day, everyone wipes their arse and does the same stuff over and over and over again. Everyone is the same at bare bones level. So
everyone shits, drinks, piss, eat. Everyone does everything that humans do. Get over yourself. But back to Copper. So obviously we've covered his holiday videos. Absolutely hilarious and phenomenal. Let's look into his rivalries a little bit. So he just does pretty much scream about anything, but he had a big rivalry with this Gavin guy, a very political rivalry, and that culminated with a boxing match. And that was just one of the weirdest, oddest things I've honestly, it's probably worse than the YouTube boxing, like just the general YouTube boxing, because that boxing fight was awful, and Gavin was cheating, to be fair. But both guys looked like they didn't train for it at all, and it looked stupid. And Gavin just whooped Copper, and that was it, really.
Because there is YouTube footage of that, isn't there? It's about an hour long, from what I've.
I think there's one where it just shows the fight, but strange.
Oh, all right. I mean, it's not like a KSI level fight for a YouTube boxing fight, is it?
No. I mean. It's with Copper's politics and all that. He goes on about how he's an SJW, and maybe he's just a general liberal, or maybe he's a centre left guy, and the SJW stuff is just a troll. I don't know. I don't care what his views are as long as he doesn't go around ruining people's lives or harassing people or beating people up or vandalising stuff. I don't really care what he does, to be honest. It's his life, innit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to make this weird or political or anything, but just try to just express yourself, but try not to hurt people. There you go. That's my motto. There you go.
Yeah, bang on the money. Express yourself by all means, but just don't be a tit. So yeah, that was a very political rivalry. But with all them videos, you just know what he's going to say. He's just going to scream and shout and rah, 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 rah. And I don't know, man. It's just really strange on his part, to be honest. I mean, with all the screaming and stuff, can you really see him in 10 to 15 years still screaming on a stream and having to go at the Ivonator and all that jazz? Can you really see him doing this in 15 years?
Well, I mean, I don't think most people on YouTube plan for the future. It's very much, I'm going to do this for the here and now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he should go out and get a job or do whatever like that, but the thing with people like him is they can have the biggest legacy in the world, but they can burn out very, very quick.
Yeah. As soon as the trolls get tired, he's done. He's pretty much finished.
Because he sort of handed over because back in the day, obviously, he had control of his YouTube. He could do whatever he wanted, but now he relies on other people to keep him relevant.
Exactly. I wonder what his mentality is, though, because it's a bit weird how he goes from do all these holiday videos and bits and pieces here and there, and then there's nothing for months. I mean, he might have been streaming in between when he made the Belle Delphine video and uploaded that one stream. I don't know, because I remember him saying, "Oh, I think it was an older video where he's like, I'm going to unprivate these streams," or it might have been on an actual stream. I'm going to start making these streams public from now on. So maybe he was streaming in summer 2020, apart from that one stream. I don't know. But yeah, it's just you'd think if he's more passionate, he'd do a variety of content, but instead he's just doing the same stuff over and over and over again. And I just think, like, why doesn't he want to upload? Why is he just, if he loves all this raging and stuff, why is he just sticking to the streams? Why doesn't he make regular videos sometimes? Why doesn't he try and, well, maybe COVID stopped him. I don't know. Maybe COVID put a hold to all this jazz with Cameron and having a laugh with him and doing all this stuff. I don't know.
I mean, there is sort of, it's not a curse. I don't know the correct term to use, but when YouTubers start streaming, it can become quite, I don't know the right word, but they can basically become too used to getting money through streams and doing all this stuff. And it's very easy to get views off streams. Like streams we've done, they can get like 100 views and we know they're not very good.
Yeah. I mean, some of them have good topics in, but some of them, it's like, I don't want to make this about ALP too much because this is the history of CopperCab, but with the streams, some of it, we've talked about a good topic, then the next bit is just total shambles and mentalness. You
know? But I don't know. I mean, if he was streaming for that summer of 2020, he might have just got bored of planning videos out. He might just think, I'll just do a stream and I'll let the chat decide what I do. Like that sort of thing, because that is a lot easier than planning out stuff like that, like planning out videos. I mean,
yeah, but I feel like, I know he's done streams where he invites people to calls and all that jazz, but just thing is with the streams we do, I like you know having a laugh with you, George and Liam, and anyone else if they join. But unless you like gaming, I don't really see the point of just chatting streams where you're just sitting there on your own. And I mean, you can do it if you want, and that's what you enjoy. And I understand it a bit, but imagine like doing that every single day, over and over and over again. I think it'd be better to like play games every day, as I said before. You know.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, I don't want to make this about like ALP too much, but when I stream and stuff, it's a million times better when someone's actually talking with you, because otherwise you just sat in front of a monitor just talking to yourself for 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever.
Yeah, true. I mean, some people are all right about pulling topics out, but some people struggle, I suppose. But the thing is, imagine just sitting there looking at a camera, waiting for someone to comment something. At least when you're playing a game, you know your attention's focused on that, or if you're reacting to something or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, at least with CopperCab, at the end of the day, he knows he's got a decent. I don't know how many subs he has actually, but he's got a decent.
341k.
Oh, it's not too bad then. So he has a decent amount of subs, and he knows he can go live any point in the day, and at least like 500 people are going to turn up.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
I mean, it's not like just someone with 0 subs goes live and sits there like looking at the chat, hoping for someone to pop in.
Yeah. You know. Overall, though, I think CopperCab. His videos are all right, but you know what he's going to say. The holiday videos are great, but you know exactly how he's going to act and what he's going to say. And after doing all this research into him, it was quite interesting because no one's really covered him. No one's really talked about him that much. But I don't think I'll be going back to watch his stuff that often, to be honest, because you know exactly what's going to happen. You know exactly what's going to be said. And yeah, but it's all right. It can be fun sometimes. If you're in a crazy mood, it can be all right. Yeah,
I mean, in my opinion, I think because the ages we are, we were probably a bit too young for YouTube around when he posted his first video, but not by much.
He's 28.
Oh, what was that? Sorry.
He's 28 or 29.
Oh, no, I meant like when in 2010 when that video came
out. Yeah, we probably, I can't remember what year I watched it. I think I watched it in 2013. I was like, this is just odd. but
I think people who watched him at that time have seemed to have stuck with him for quite a lot of it. That the weird parts of his life.
Yeah.
So I think if you're around from the start and you're watching now, I guess you find it quite funny because you're still around. But if you just pop in like a casual view, I think you would sort of, because you see it from an outside point of view, you don't pick up on all like the bits that are meant to be funny and the inside jokes and stuff. So I think he's quite good overall. It's just very predictable, and he's just done it for so long. You know what he's going to do.
Yeah, I mean, he puts a shit ton of effort into the act. Don't get me wrong, you know.
Yeah, because there's no way you can act like that all the time in real life when the camera's off.
Yeah, it'd just be, it'd just take too much energy out of him, honestly.
I mean, it's like when people on YouTube put on like a fake persona or something. Even in like a live stream, you can see that slowly wear off.
Yeah,
So, like he can't keep it up forever. I mean, I guess that's why he might take long breaks.
That's a good point. He might need to muster up the energy and the motivation.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing we can wrap that up nicely there. Have you got any final points about him, or?
No, not really. The only sort of, well, in fact, yeah, I do. I was going to say the final point really is, at first I thought he was just a weird bald guy, but now looking into him a bit more, I can see there's a bit more to him than that. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
No offense to weird bald guys.
Yeah, I mean, I remember. So basically, I just want to say quickly why we did this. It's not like with the Callum's Corner one where we thought, oh, let's just talk about him loads and loads. A comment on a stream said, do a history of CopperCab. And I'm like, who's this guy? And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh, is this guy the Gingers guy? Oh, let's watch his videos. And I was like, damn, this is just crazy. He takes this stuff to a new level. And I think it has been interesting doing research into him for a few months. And well, my research has been sort of like on and off, bouncing around. Well, Aaron, you sort of like did the research like more towards this time, didn't you? And tried to cram stuff in. So
yeah, because I know I kept saying to you, I just can't understand this guy.
Yeah,
I don't understand it. I think it's slowly starting to. I'm slowly starting to understand, but even now, I think why would people stick around for so long? But
yeah,
he's changed that much, really. Well, the rages haven't. It's just the situations have. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that he's like a bad guy or anything. I'm sure in real life he's a really nice guy, and just because he rages a bit, it's obviously just an act. So yeah. As I said before, decent stuff, but you know what he's going to say. So
yeah.
Well, that's that then, everybody. I hope you thoroughly enjoy this history of, and we will see you in the next one then.
I will see you in the next one.